a sword, Thorfinn? A sword is a tool meant to kill. Why do you need it? Whose life do you intend to take?
Enemies.
Your enemies? Who are they?
Well, bad guys like Halfton.
Yo, what's up?
Listen to me.
I know it's been a while. I've had plenty of things to
You don't
do.
have enemies.
I started a new medication because I just started school.
The truth is that nobody has them.
I got my new
Nobody in this entire
thingies for
world
my feet.
deserves to get hurt.
And you know, I've been trying to do my best to implement them into my life so my feet feel better, and they really do. I don't have that same pain I used to have every day. Like, I don't even notice it. I have to actually think about it. I didn't start running yet because I have to implement it slowly but surely. That's what, you know, my foot doctor recommended, and I just want to take everything he can give me because I don't want to rush the process because I've been doing it all wrong for all this time. And yeah, it was my second day of school today. I started studying as an electromechanic. You know, it's kind of like industrial mechanic, but it's not that, because that's another study. But it's like studying electricity and mechanics, so you can perform in very, very various jobs. Like, there's so many opportunities, and I learned so much about it just from them speaking about it, their experiences. And I see a lot of potential in this job because I'm not going to be bound to doing one thing and getting expertise in one field. I can just try so many stuff and take so many positions, be a leader, be a boss at some point with enough experience, and it opens a lot of doors that going to college doesn't provide, because you'd be stuck at one specific field studying for years and years and years, when I'm just going to be studying for 2 years, maybe 3 if I fuck up some classes, but that just won't happen. I'm going to do my best to be great at everything I put my hands on. And yeah, there's just so many things: electricity, electronics, mechanic, like mechanic revolving around hydraulics. I don't know the other one, but you know, the one revolving around air, you know, straps and whatnot. There's also programming, trying to fix codes and understanding other people's writings. And it's so varied that I just can't be bored of it. And it's manual. It's just so many opportunities at once with only 2 years. And the moment I'm out, I'm gonna be free to do whatever I want, because it's so in demand. And that's the kind of door I wanted to open for myself. I wasn't sure, you know, my dad pushed me for the last 3 years to go back to school, and you know, you recommended to me that field because I like mechanic and I like electricity, but I never really thought that much of it because I'm good at it. I'm not that interested into it. But after, you know, making some researches, I was interested, No, I wanted to know a bit more. Then there was the introduction day, and I saw a bunch of projects. People making machines, automating some things, and it just opened my mind. Like, wow, that's the things I could be able to do by the end of those 2 years. And that's just fantastic. I could finally do something that drives me, that could help people. Not just, the people I work for, but my friends, my family. Just people around, giving a service. Just helping people. Doing something that's really great. Creating machines that just make life easier. And I don't know. I really liked it. But the teachers gave very different perspectives of themselves and how they treated their job. Like, some went to university, one did not the degree, but the studies we're doing currently, and he just went for an expertise, went for his cards, and he didn't even need it. He just needed to finish this, start getting experience, and he would have been probably even better. And he's saying it, he's not the best, but as far as I know, that what he can perform seems incredible. And this goes right to my subject, which is, how do people view you? How do people view you? Well, they can only view you by what you give to them. It's like cutting my hair. People don't realize I'm Asian. Like, I have different cultures because I don't have the hair anymore. I don't have the fuzzy hair, the afro. I don't have that thing anymore. So I'm just a regular white dude with a little tan. Nothing much. Like, maybe I just work outside sometimes. But it's not like prevalent. Like, I have a regular shape, normal traits. Like, for the region, I mean. Like, there's a few black people. One guy is from Cuba. Most people are like from Quebec, obviously, but there's a bunch of English speakers, like natives. Not native in the sense of being like autochtones, but just native English speakers. Like the friend I made the first day, he's like born in Russia. He was adopted over here, and he just told me super early, we just were talking about drugs. I don't know why, because we were smoking like cigarettes. And yeah, he told me that he started, smoking weed like when he was like 14, 15, quickly jumped into cocaine, and he became a dealer. Then he became the client, and it just became a whole lot of a mess. And he got out of it like 3 months ago, and we're in the same class. And like, I'm from like Chateauguay, and he lived there for like 8 months. So I don't know, he talked about it, and I instantly connected, even if there isn't any reason. And only now can I realize it, because the guy from Cuba also lived over there, and I realized he only lived there for like a few months. And it makes sense, because he doesn't speak like a proper French. He stumbles on his words, and it's fine. I should have picked up on it and not taking it to the face value, but that's how people view you. They take you for your face value. You say something about yourself, you are that. Until you prove otherwise. Unless you have the experience to be uncertain, to question their beliefs, what they are, what they say. And that gave me experience. Now I know I can't just judge someone from where they're from. Because it doesn't mean that they're from Quebec that they speak French. Or that they can speak English. Doesn't mean jack shit. Like, I was raised in a French environment, but I can speak fluently English. You know, I stumble on some words, like any human does. But it's only from practice that I got to this point. It's not just talent. No. Talent doesn't do everything. Practice and working always beats talent. And you know, this Russian guy is working on himself, and I'm really happy for him. You know, he's still smoking weed, but you know, one step at a time. He told me like it's a crutch, and you know, when I quit vaping and caffeine, to me weed was that crutch. So I totally get it. I can't like be mad at him, reprimand him, tell him he shouldn't be going back to it, cause no, you have to take it one step at a time. It's like my feet. I can't just get them, oh, my feet are feeling good now, I should start running. No. One step at a time. When I know, even when I think about it and I don't feel any pain in my feet, I'm gonna be able to start. Bit by bit. Because you have to give yourself a chance to try things. Because, you know, I also realized how fucking boring school is. At least to someone like me. Like, even with my medication, this shit sucks. I just realized that I thought it was pretty efficient when I was working. Because it was helping, I wasn't as sleepy, but... no, sitting behind a desk doing nothing? This is not enough. Like, I mean, I could listen, obviously, but I was thinking about my ass fucking hurting because the chair was so stiff. You know, we ended up talking about Tarkov because we're both into computers and gaming. He's more of an Apex guy. You know, he played League, but I'm the one who still plays. I'm the degenerate. You know, we all have those toxic traits in of itself, you know. He's still handling onto his crutch. And so am I. I have my own crutches. You know, I've picked up on smoking again. It's not as bad as vaping, I believe, because I can't smoke inside. And when I'm really focused into something, I don't even want to smoke. Like, sometimes I do think about it, but I'm not that into it. Yeah, I didn't even think about it anymore. You know, that he was a drug dealer and shit. And, you know, today we had another class where we had to present ourselves. I thought about my cultures. We had to talk about our passions. And, you know, he told the entire class about it. I was kind of shocked he did. But I also wasn't that surprised because it's a part of yourself and there's no reason to hide it. because people can help. They can tell their stories, how they've gone through it, what help they got. And even I can help. So maybe it could be the strike of luck. Just talking about it can change your whole life. But the teacher, I just came back to him, and he was talking about it, and he was like, maybe I wouldn't have been able to be so friendly with a guy like that before. Before being so open about myself and not caring that much. There's my duo buddy for League and Tarkov, and we just jibber jabbing each other, talking about One Piece and Naruto. Like, oh, you talking about mid piece? Nah, man, you talking about Naruto. And we just shit talk each other, because we're, at the end of the day, we're League players. We're used to being toxic, and it's just banter. It's nothing like to hurt each other, just banter, to have fun. And it's the same in real life. Like when I met him for the first time, because we live pretty far from each other right now. Like, he's close to where I was before, but yeah, compared to right now, it's like 1:30-hour drive away. And one day he just wanted to come down because I just wanted to go to sleep, and we were hungry when he arrived, so we went to this sushi place, and it was fucking horrible. The prices were so fucking high, it was ridiculous. And we started on a bad note, but it ended up being great, because most of the time when something bad happens, we're like, oh, I mean, it's not as good as Sushi Taxi. It's kind of like our inside, and it's funny because we were laughing all throughout because of the absurdity of it. Like, he asked me, like, while we were eating, he had some, like, crab sushi, and he asked me, is it just me that has shells in his crab? And I looked at him, you do too? And we just cracked up. Because it was absurd. Because, like, for 3 sushis, it was like $18, and like fucking $6 per sushi. That's fucking garbage. Like something you'd put in a supermarket or even in a corner store. Yeah, that's probably the term, but yeah. It's just, I don't think I used to be like that. Seeing people and trying to find people who are honest about themselves. Don't try to lie or appeal good. We just want to make things right and be honest. Even if it's not right, at least it's honest, you know. No, he just doesn't leave a thought out. I think that's great. And so does my new friend. Like, it's better that way. Because you end up overthinking, thinking about the things you could have said, you could have not said, and blah blah blah. But if If it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because if you end up constructing a friendship over something that you're not, the whole structure is gonna break at some point. And it's gonna crash, not be vanquished, and you just had the terrible come up, yeah. And you know, he starts finding purpose, wanting to be stronger and perfecting his swordsmanship. And he meets some old dude, and he has this grin on his face, yeah. And it's like very mean looking, and no, it looks badass, but the old man, even though that's not what he meant, he was just being on his guard. But even when you're on your guard, you don't have to be mean about it. You know, just how you present yourself changes the outlook people show towards you. Might change the way they play themselves. And if you can change people just by your attitude, you've done a great thing.